and took it. The last driver to actually become a champion at Riyadh before Kevin Siggy did it yesterday.
They certainly know how to do it, that is for sure. But to have the reigning champions, Porsche Commander Esports, in trouble in terms of locking themselves into the final, possibly having to go through a last chance qualifier, is something quite remarkable. Let's see how this race goes first, though, because from 2nd to 11th, I've got to say it's very, very close, with everybody involved in both chances to drop into the bottom 2 and drop forward or move forward into the top 4. Up towards the line then for the 12 drivers. These guys have one more chance, these 12, to get the team into the top 4. It is time for the Esports World Cup ESL R1 competition to roar into life here at Monza again. As Mitchell de Jong reacts to the lights first, it's the Audis who are freight training on the outside line. Tumas Tattler into the back of Marcel Chinchik, who's getting pushed now as well by his teammate Erhan Yoski. In towards turn 1 they go. 3 wide for third here. Mitchell de Jong is going to be in the gravel if he's not careful. He just about stays out of it. They remain 3 wide. In towards the Curva Grande. It's going to be a very long way round for Erhan Yoski, who will have to slot into line with Moritz Lerner.
Absolutely right. Chinchik got a great start. It was an Audi that cut the first chicane. It wasn't Chinchik this time. It was Matt Emery further back and has had since come back onto the circuit ahead of Oleg Zholobov. But further back, wheel to wheel, as you can see the Porsche Commander get it all mixed up. Now that's Charlie Collins coming together with Zemislav Lamenek over 7th place. Lamenek had enough, but Collins went sideways on the outset of that corner, coming out of the Rogier chicane. Heading out of turn 5 as we now ride on board with Mitchell de Jong, 3rd place and being pursued. Further back, there is not Bono House, sorry, that once again is Matt Emery chasing after Zholobov this time. Remember, Matt Emery cutting the curb, coming through turns 1 and turns 2, but now on the tail of Zholobov as they look to go wheel to wheel down the Seraglio.
Well, that was a bit weird, really. Emery looked like he wanted to go through, then didn't, and then that put Kastorp off, who also didn't, in towards Ascari, and that's creating a bit of a gap now. We've had such a clean start to the race that actually all 12 drivers are involved in a train, or were, until that battle really started to develop. The slipstream will still be just about there for Oleg Zholobov to grab if he wants it, but the top 8 may be racing away slightly. It's 2 Audis at the front. Marcel Chinchik ahead of Tumas Tattler, who qualified into the Drivers' Championship final, of course, at this circuit just yesterday. He'll have good memories from that. He's been trying it again here today. There he is, homing in on the back of the Team Vitality Audi. Both of these 2 teams looking to track themselves away from danger at the bottom of the standings.
And this could be an integral result as well for Tumas Tattler should they get this through and over the line, because big points could allow them to jump up from the elimination zone in the championship table. Every point counts. We're coming into the final couple of races, the final 2 races of this day, where we'll see some of the teams qualify for the top 4 phase that will decide the team's championship come this weekend. And of course, we'll have the second chance race to follow tomorrow with those that made it through between Ps 5 all the ways down to Ps 10 as well. But 2 teams have got to be eliminated. We never like to see it, but at this point, on hand, Vitality hold all the cards in this race. Marcel Chinchik, Tumas Tattler in behind, Mitchell de Jong in 3rd, Moritz Lerner in 4th, Erhan Yoski running strongly, and I must say, a lot stronger than what we've seen in the past, but he has a bit of work to do should he want to topple the man from Mouse.
Yeah, so Chinchik and Tattler are 1st and 2nd, followed by Mitchell de Jong, then Moritz Lerner, Erhan Yoski and Bono House. That's another group, followed by Przemysław Lamenek, Charlie Collins and Oleg Zholobov. Then you've got Yuri Kastorp, Matt Emery and Mikhail Baikov to round out the rest of the field. On board we go with Erhan Yoski. He was caught up in that opening lap incident at Jeddah, of course, an incident like we've never really seen before in ESL R1. He's avenging that right now with a top 5 as Team Vitality look to vault up inside the top 4, very possibly, at the very least, gain the necessary amount of points to stay close to Team Redline. As Moritz Lerner gets in the slipstream with Mitchell de Jong, he's just going to push the Porsche along, as I think Charlie Collins may do as well. No, he goes to the outside.
Yeah, Mitchell de Jong now looking to go, well, should I say Charlie Collins going wheel to wheel with Zemislav Lamenek. Of course, it is Falcons v Coanda, as it is in 2nd and 3rd, but this time this is a battle over 7th and 8th. Collins managing to move up into that 7th spot, Lamenek down in 8th. So that will see Leminem move down a spot and at the mercy of Oleg Zholobov. The gap between those 2 now sat at 0.3 of a second. Charlie Collins has got a bit of work to do, however, a whole second behind Bono House.
Yoski very close to Lerner again there, but nothing doing. as they go through the second chicane. It's been fairly single file for a Monza race so far. I'm sure it will explode in a few moments.
Give it time. There's plenty of chicanes up ahead that could very easily cause a stir, and no less as well. Can't forget the Lesmo. If you dip two pairs of the, well, one of the pairs of the tyre on the left-hand side anyway into the gravel, Spin City is certainly what you're going to be facing.
Two pairs as well. If you
two pairs,
you'll be in trouble as well.
Well, it'd be even worse. Yeah. I think if that's the case.
It certainly will. It's one of the things about Monza. You don't really get the runoff. I know we've seen a bit of cutting of chicanes today, and that can be a thing around here at Monza. But actually, on the exits of corners, like you say, you do get punished for mistakes. Over the curves for Oleg Solopov there in the Mercedes, who's looking to drag Virtus Pro up the field. Unfortunately for them, they're on -1 points at the moment because they picked up 8 penalty points and 7 actual points. I'm afraid that doesn't add up very well when you are Virtus Pro. So unfortunately for them, they are in a negative, and they're going to need a very, very big performance to drag themselves out of the bottom 2.
Yeah, absolutely right. We're now riding on board with Hanyovski, and furthermore, we've got the battle developing between the Mouse car of Moritz Lerner and Mitchell de Jong heading down through towards turn 1. There's somewhat of a gap between Tatler and de Jong right now. It's extended now to 1.3 seconds as we now look at this fight unfolding. But they're bringing along Hanyovski and Bono House into this scrap too, and all this is allowing Charlie Collins to catch up. So this could lend itself to aid Porsche Coanda. Whilst they are under attack here with Mitchell de Jong under pressure from Moritz Lerner, they are managing to bring Charlie Collins into the fight for this top 6. And of course, Coanda need all the points they can get. Obviously, the last thing we want to see is Porsche Coanda being eliminated.
Absolutely. I think Mouse are going to feel especially that they need every point that they can get as well, because if things stay as they are, they would be 11th and in the bottom 2. What a big surprise that would be. They only start the race with 3 points ahead of Team Falcons, who are scoring 24 in this race. At the moment, Mouse are only scoring 15, so they would lose out and go down into 11th position. Although, to be fair, that 15 would set them up to only need 6 points to overtake FaZe Clan, who could well be pushed into the bottom 2 as well. I think that's looking like the most likely scenario. In terms of those who are trying to get into the top 4, it's really a free-for-all at the moment. Team Vitality scoring a huge 45 points, which puts them up to 79. Still not quite enough for the top 4. However, it would put them in a very good position indeed, from all the way down in 9th.
Absolutely. With Chinchik going like he is right now, it's hard to see him being overtaken, though Thomas Tatler has won round here already in the past, and I would never, ever doubt the man representing Team Falcons is proven to be their locker room leader, leading the team full of new hopefuls. Of course, Semislav Lamenek, Matuszewski, Scipia, all proving to be sharp contenders as they now come out of the first 2 corners here on lap 5 of 9 through Curva Grande. Marcel Chinchik still advancing his charge. Mitchell de Jong, 2.1 seconds now behind. He lost another 10th coming through Curva Grande out of turns 1 and 2 at the Rettifilio. Moritz Lerner once again looking to get closer, but Hanyovski coming into the fight too as they now beckon their way into the Rogier chicane once again. The Hungarian Marcel Chinchik. There we see Thomas Tatler on the right-hand side of your screen, fully focused, no emotion, nothing ever changes.
He is so stone-faced, isn't he? He doesn't really show any
Best poker
emotion.
face on the grid.
Absolutely he does. Even whether he's winning, losing or drawing, he certainly has that same stern look on his face. I was speaking earlier on, or they were earlier on, about the Team Falcons drivers being asked for photos by locals, of course, the local team, and at the top of the club championship at the moment. Everyone wants to get a bit of Team Falcons at the moment, and I think they were more surprised than anything. I'm quite pleased. It's the great thing about the Esports World Cup, welcomes in lots of different people from the esports world and lets them sample sim racing maybe for the first time.
Well, whatever happens, I mean, Team Falcons are, Esports World Cup Club Championship winners. So, they can wear that like a badge of honor, and they do, because they've got that 1 star now on the top of the left side of their shirts now that have been very quickly and freshly prepared for this week. And Thomas Tatler embracing it, as is Semislav Lamanek, as they blast down the home straight once again. Yet again, the gap enlarges between De Jong and Chinchik, as well as Tatler as well alike. The gap between Tatler and De Jong now 2.1 side by side, as now Erhan Yuyovski comes into this too. And look at this, Mitchell De Jong under pressure here. Yuyovski trying to force his hand, and Lerner also in this fight too.
So Yuyovski, tired of the waiting around from Moritz Lerner, has decided to take some positions for himself. That's allowed Charlie Collins to catch up as well, and all of a sudden Maus are struggling again here, looking to try and get themselves out of the bottom two. Nothing is confirmed as things stand. They do need their two drivers to step up a little bit and just get up the field a little bit further to just negate any worries they may have. Mitchell de Jong still third though, and he'll hold on to this place. Let's see what happened earlier on with Charlie Collins. I think this is a bit further back in the field. I don't think we saw this live, but this is down the inside of one of the Guild Esports drivers. Who pass we didn't see, but this is Charlie Collins moving up to 6th place.
Yeah, fantastic move there from Charlie Collins, showing all the professionalism that he has underneath him. Guild Esports have been flying in recent times, but managing to get past Bono House, who is a cool veteran. And now down in 7th, Collins now in 6th, and the gap between Collins and Lerner is now down to 0.2 of a second, and it's drawing closer. Tatler, though, with the fastest lap of the race, once again hovering all over the tail of Marcel Chinchik. Chinchik is going to be feeling a little uneasy at this point, and you do get the vibe that we are going to be seeing, once again, Chinchik potentially losing out on the final lap. This is a carbon copy of what Kuba Brzezinski did not too long ago.
Really is. It's quite a sharp feeling of deja vu at the moment, I've got to say. Will Thomas Tatler wait like we saw from Brzezinski? Yes, I think so. He just ducks out, but wasn't sure for a moment there, actually. It was quite close. Pribislav Lemonek, his teammate, is trying to move up the field again here as Charlie Collins trying to move past Moritz Lerner as well. It's all going on back there, and Collins has got the inside line at the Curva Grande again as well. So Moritz Lerner drops again, and now Maus only scoring 10 points from this race. I think they'll still be okay for making it out of the bottom two, but entering that final race in 11th place is not where you want to be.
Well, losing more points is certainly not going to make you more comfortable, is it? Now Moritz Lerner tasting that bittersweet. Well, that defeat coming in now after Collins makes the overtake happen through Curva Grande into the Roger chicane, and Porsche Coanda once again trying to advance their course. Collins, a man on a mission, and he has got Erhan Yuyovski in front of him here. That's one Vitality car out of the two that sit in the top 4, but Porsche Coanda could yet put 2 of their cars in the top 4 with Mitchell de Jong holding on to 3rd. Let's take a look at this replay side by side, and there is Lerner losing out. Charlie Collins there on the inside. There we saw as well Erhan Yuyovski as well as they come out of turn 2. Again, it was Collins who managed to move on ahead for the back Yuyovski in between the pair.
So yeah, that was Yuyovski going through on Moritz Lerner. It was interesting actually the way that De Jong just moved his car to the left-hand side there on the exit of turn 2, just to give the slipstream to Moritz Lerner, or try to, so he could keep them side by side for longer. That would have allowed De Jong to escape in 3rd, but actually Yuyovski was so quick off of turn 2 that De Jong couldn't do anything about it, and he might not be able to do anything about this either, because Erhan Yuyovski is closing in very quickly now, and he's moving to the outside line. Excuse me, this is Marcel Chinchik and Thomas Tatler. He's not waiting for the final lap. Thomas Tatler is in the lead of this race on the penultimate lap. Interesting call.
Well, he's shown his hand a lap earlier than you'd expect. He'll be hoping that maybe Chinchik brings it to him again round Seraglio, but I will say this, Chinchik might be smarter than that. He might decide to wait. He'll come around Curva Grande, he breaks out of the aero, obviously not too concerned about making the move at this point. He's just settling himself in 2nd place for now, and we'll wait for his chance on the final lap as they come through the Rogier. They'll then head through the Lesmo, little twist of the wheel to find the grip. Marcel Chinchik has been here before. He lost out earlier. This time, the victim from earlier wants to, well, he wants Tatler to be the victim on this occasion.
Exactly, he does. He wants to reverse the fortunes this time round from race 4, where he was denied at the very last. He wants to take the victory here in race 7. the bottom two woes now for Team Vitality will surely be alleviated by the fact they're both in the top 5. Chinchik and Nioski have settled the nerves on that front. However, if they want to get in the top 4 and make a very late charge for this, they probably do need to win here. In the same way, Team Falcons will want to win because they will want to stay away from those bottom 2 positions. Into the final corner we go. Chinchik is weaving around to get in the mirrors of Tattler here again.
Yeah, absolutely right. Coming in towards Kerber Alboreto. Now this is the time you'd expect Marcel Chinchik to strike. We're just about coming into the final lap of this race, and Chinchik's going to get right in the slipstream. He's got a long straight to get this move one and done. And number 1 will taste so sweet as the Hungarian now moves alongside the fellow Audi compatriots. Only this time it's Team Falcons v Vitality, and Chinchik puts himself in front. Leads heading in towards turn 1. Got it done before the corner, but it's not all over. Wheel to wheel with De Jong and Yoyoski.
Oh, he's got through. Johan Yoski's through. And Moritz Lerner trying to do the same to Charlie Collins here as well, but can't. And Porsche Coanda now 4th and 5th. They're up 1, down 1 as things stand, but they'll lose points out of that. Here goes Tattler again. This is what he wanted. This is what he saw in his mind. This is how he wanted it to play out. Oh, there's contact. They very nearly spin, but Marcel Chinchik hangs on to the place. Meanwhile, De Jong and Yoski are at it again.
They're wheel to wheel heading through Lesmo 1, but this time Yoyoski has got enough in the tank to hold the place. The 2 Porsche Coanda cars currently stacked 4th and 5th and in hot pursuit. Mitchell De Jong, though, the thorn in the side of what looks to be Yoyoski at this stage in 3rd, but now the front 2 pirouette away down the Seraglio straight. Tattler's final chance at a race win in this team's championship phase, but Mitchell De Jong is also on the attack, heading into Ascari. Porsche Coanda looking for a podium. They're going to go wheel to wheel, heading through the Ascari, through the final part of the Ascari. Will it be Coanda? It looks like it. Maybe not. Back comes Erhan.
And here comes Charlie Collins. Does he try and make it free wide? Does he support his teammate? He'll do the sensible thing. He'll push De Jong to glory here. He'll be 3rd, and through he goes. But out front, Marcel Chinchik finally gets his win. He will feel he should have had in race 4, but now he's finally got it. He's a race winner again at the Esports World Cup, just ahead of Thomas Tattler, and a 3-wide photo finish for 3rd, I think results in Mitchell De Jong on the podium, ahead of Erhan Yoski and Charlie Collins. What a great race, and what a great end to the race. What a great result for Marcel Chinchik.